What's up, guys? It's your girl Vanessa Terry in the building. Notary to Notary is here. So I had to put up this image. Are you living the American nightmare? And we had a whole talk about if you're living the American nightmare or if you're living the American dream. Do y'all remember that? If you don't remember, go back and watch it because some of y'all need a refresher. This Sunday, some of you guys need a refresher this wonderful Sunday because we know tomorrow is Monday. Are you ready? Ready? Okay. Are you ready? What's up, guys? So I had to put it up there because I forgot all about that. And so I wanted to remind you guys, especially Sundays is a day where a lot of people get into a depression because they're working jobs that they don't like and they're about to go back to do the same thing over again, another 5 days. Instead of actually doing something that they actually enjoy, that they can actually not really consider work, but actually enjoy. What's up, Nicole? Did you call me? I don't think you called me, which is fine. It's not a big deal. You can, well, today's kind of busy. I was gonna say just call me tomorrow because we have a 4 p.m. You like Nicki Minaj and sound like her too. It's a compliment. So actually everybody used to say that when I was in New York, when I was in college, because I used to have this really strong New York accent. And so everybody, and it's funny because I can do it, but I can't do it right now because we're talking about it. I actually do really good accents, except for my British one. My British one's not good yet, but I can do Nicki Minaj, I can do Cardi B, I can do Obama, I can do Trump, I can do a really country accent, and then I can do a New York accent. Those are the only ones I've gotten down pretty good. I'm not gonna do them on here, so do not ask me. The only one I do on social media is I will do like the country ones and my New York ones, but I do the other ones with my family, and we'll go in. It's my voice. Oh, okay, what the heck, girl? Anywho, so thank you. Okay, so let's hop into this. Y'all know that I'm always teaching about being a successful notary signing agent, right? I'm always talking about building your business so that it will generate money for you so you can obtain time. Let me give y'all some props. Time. Hold on. We're gonna make this a prop demonstration because some of you guys are more visual learners than audio learners. Okay, let me see if I got some cash. Okay. Shout out to my man. What's Greg Cardone always flashing his dollars and burning money and stuff. But anyway, time is not much right here, but so you can see time and financial freedom. Okay, so what I talk about is getting some time and getting financial freedom. So get you some dollars. Now, you're like, Vanessa, that's not even a lot of dollars. I don't really carry cash. It's not my thing. I like my cards. And so I always talk about building for yourself and building for your family. And so you can do that through quite a different hundreds upon thousands of methods. But this channel focuses more so on building for your notary business. Okay. And so we're going to talk about that. We have a live training at 6. So at 6 p.m., if you are in the notary, why does my camera look like that, y'all? Y'all just bear with me for a second. We have the live training for notary signing agents at 6 p.m. So if you're enrolled in the notary signing agent bundle, you're going to get a link for the training. Okay. If you're not enrolled, go over to notarytonotary.com. You can, I think it's still active. I don't think I turned it off. Promo code POWER, I think. I'm not sure. You can shoot your shot and see if it's still active. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. I could just check really quick for y'all. Let me see if it's still active. To save on that training as well. That live training, we're going to talk about how to get set up, how to get clients. Y'all, I have a super duper awesome surprise for y'all. And Anastasia knows because we were talking about it. I have a super duper awesome surprise for y'all, something that I'm working on. That is really going to help you guys. And so I'm doing it because people keep asking me to do it. So they're like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And I know y'all know I have my folder called content to release. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and release this piece of content that you guys have been asking about. Make sure y'all text me. Do y'all know y'all can text me, because I have a people just text me just now. A phone number that you guys can text if you have questions. And then I text back, and I also send out notifications. So just now just text them that we have a live at 6. And then I can text the access link on here too. I don't send it on here because I have to group students from non-students. But I forgot what my number is. Oh, no, here it is. If you want to text me or join the text community, just text 804-373-8883. Ta-da. Awesome. So you say you get your programming in your phone. I love it. Shout out to Nakia. So y'all saw the post that I put out about Nakia and her success. And I love her. Not just her. I have a lot of students that are doing really well. And so I just like to push people and promote people and get them, and so if you've even seen her post, she is making a killing. And that's what I'm always saying. People always say, oh, she just started. Like, that students that what the other girl, she just started a couple months ago. I just a lot of people who are just getting into the game, but the major difference is how bad do you want it. And so do y'all ever seen that movie? You can text whenever you want to text. That makes me know, never mind. Now, when I respond, it's two different things. But you can text me whenever. It doesn't bother me. Like, you can text me whenever you want to text. My phone goes off literally all day. So I just put it on silent when I go to sleep. So it makes no difference when you text. You text whenever you want to. What was I going to say? Oh, it was a movie, Troy. First of all, one of my favorite movies because I love Brad Pitt. Man, I used to love, oh my gosh, everything that Brad Pitt was. Okay. And so in the movie, it was talking about, it was a scene in there where he, I don't know if you guys know this part of the movie where he was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. And he was like, let the kings fight their own battles. Because if you don't ever seen the movie Troy, Brad Pitt played Achilles, right? And Achilles was a beast. He was a monster, right? And he wasn't even the biggest or the strongest, but he was just very skilled, right? He was skilled at his craft of killing people in battle. And so they would do a thing where one king would call his strongest warrior, and then the other king would call his strongest warrior, and they would fight it out. And Achilles was always the one king's warrior. And so one day they called him to come fight, and he was asleep, right? And so the king sent a young kid out to go get him. And so when he went to go get him, he asked Achilles, he was like, oh, there's a big guy out there, like the one they want you to fight. I don't know, this might be hard. Like, and he was just like, the king wants you to come. No, you might want to sit this one out, right? The naysayers, okay? The naysayers. You might want to sit this one out. You might want to keep your job because you have benefits. You might want to keep your job because it's secure. You might want to, I don't know. The markets is crazy. COVID is crazy. The government is doing a bunch of stuff. You don't know. Like, I don't know. And so the dude was giving him all this stuff, right? And the guy, Achilles, looked at him and said, and that's why no one will ever remember your name, because he was so scared. Like, he was just so, like, you allowing everything to, like, you blow it the wind this way, then you blow it the wind this way, then you blow it the wind this way, and you don't have a firm footing in what you really want, right? And so they got another scene in the movie, they asked him how he was able to win all of his battles. And he had made a comment, something to the effect of, well, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the smartest, I'm not the whatever. I want the same thing that all the guys entering the ring wants, right? How many of you guys genuinely want time and financial freedom? Like, you genuinely want to make as much money as you want without limitations. Like, you genuinely want to be able to move whenever you want to move. Like, you genuinely, can y'all just put like a dollar sign? I like money. Put a money sign, or put like a thumbs up, or put like me. Let me know if that's you. Like, you genuinely want to look forward to Mondays. Like, you genuinely want to, be able to build your own schedule. You genuinely want to have as much money as you need. Like, whatever that's you and you genuinely want it, go ahead and put it in the chat. And I'm going to tell you what he said. Y'all know what he said. How many people saw Troy? Y'all know what he said, but it was interesting because this is really the deciding factor, okay? So he said, I want the same thing that everybody else wants. Everybody want to win. Everybody want to go home to their family, right? I just wanted more, right? I just wanted more. So we all, like, right now, look at everybody that's in the chat. Like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then you probably say, well, what's the difference? Well, I just wanted more. or she might just want it more. That's the major difference between someone who has and someone who does not have. The person that has wanted it just a little bit more. Okay, they were willing to put in that extra. They're willing to go, stay up those extra hours. They're willing to take those extra classes. They're willing to listen to people and not to think they know everything. They're willing to be coached. They're willing to make those cold calls. They're willing to get the no's. The no's lead the way for the yeses. So they wanted just a little bit more. Like, you may have cold called 5 people. Me and Nakia probably cold called 50. Okay. And so we wanted just a little bit more. And so because we wanted just a little bit more, we get the success. You know what I'm saying? I say you can't have the success. There's more than enough money out here for everybody. But that's the difference between people who have the success that they want and the people who just say that they want it. They talk about it. But it was funny because Les Brown had a quote. He said, and I don't know if he made it up, but I heard it first from him, where he was like, you could tell a tree by the fruit that it bears, not the fruit that it talks about. Okay, not the fruit that it dreams about, not the fruit that's on its vision board, but the fruit that it actually bears. And so people I might talk to Margaret all day, and Margaret was like, you know what? I'm going to make 6 figures, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But I can honestly tell you, and I'm so serious, I'm not even coming from Margaret. I could be talking to Mia, or I could be talking to Joe. It's really interesting. I'm telling you, I did not have this capability before. It's something that I was trained and I know how to do now. I can look at someone's schedule and be able to gauge like their productivity, like how much money they're probably making, and not to say, or like, where they are, or, like I can look at what you're doing and can tell like, well, this is what you need to stop doing. That's why you're not making no money. And so I can look at it and tell you that now because of where I am. Whereas people who are more successful than me and they do it. They can look at me and say, Vanessa, you could be a millionaire, but you missing this, and this, because they're already there. So they can tell me what I'm missing. And you have to get into a position where you're open for people to teach you. And so I had somebody, let me tell you something. I met with this girl. She was amazing in Atlanta. We both made the Forbes list, and I met with her. Okay, and from talking to her, I knew that she was more successful than I was. Now, I could have let my pride and my ego, make me want to, oh yeah, we both made the Forbes list, and then just like be in a position of, well, let me tell you about me, right? But that would be stupid for me to do. So I didn't. The entire time, listen to me, the entire time we sat at dinner, and she was laughing, but I was not playing. I had my phone to the notepad section, and I was listening to everything she said, and I was making notes, and I was asking her questions like, okay, so should I do this? Okay. And what about this with my marketing? What you think about this? And she'll say, don't do this. And in my mind, she told me to do something, and I was like, why would I do that? And now I could have said, well, I don't want to do that. That doesn't make sense. I said, can you explain to me why? Like, you make more money than I do. Okay. Tell me why. Help me. Okay. Help me help you. But not help me. And so while she's teaching me, I had my notepad out. One of my coaches told me this, I never forgot. If somebody is more successful than you, or if someone, and I usually say makes more money, but sometimes people don't care about money. And they're like, well, it could be like a personal trainer. It could be like in church, whatever the case. If someone is at a higher level that you want to go to, the way my coach said it, if someone makes more money than you, whenever they're talking, you should be writing notes. And he told me that before, like in the very beginning of my self-development journey. And so whenever somebody is talking to me, I have my notepad and I'm taking notes, because you are at a higher level, and that's where I aspire to go. So I need to learn. If I knew how to get there, I'd be there already. Okay. Let me tell you something. I can make 6 figures in my sleep. I know how to do that. So I don't have to think about it. If I lost everything right now, I could do it again because I know how. Okay. Me trying to get to 1 million, I don't know how to do that yet. I have plans, I have ideas that I need to implement, but I haven't done it. And since I haven't done it, I don't fully understand how to do it. Because once I know how to do it, and I heard this guy on YouTube, young guy, probably like 22, certified millionaire. I forgot what he did. I think he was in crypto or something. I forgot, or trading or stocks or whatever. And he was saying the first million is the hardest because you don't know how to make it. He said, the guy was asking him how long it took him to make 1 million. He said it took him a couple years. He said, I made my second million in less than a month. Why? Because I understood how. Once you know how to do something, you can do it over and over again. It's replication. But the reason why you haven't made it yet is because you don't know how. Once you know how, if you ask Robert Kiyosaki, he said before, he could lose all his money and make it back fairly quickly. Why? Because he knows how. Once you know how, you can replicate it. Right? So I can lose everything right now and I'm 100% confident I can get it back like dumb fast because I know how. I can get back to six figures. I know how to do that, right? Without even thinking about it, I know how to do that. Okay, but what I'm saying, if you're trying to get somewhere that you're not there yet, you should listen to people who are where you want to be and stop thinking you know everything. Let that one sink in. We're gonna sit here for a second. I'm gonna need y'all. We're gonna sit on this topic. Because that was one thing. My father used to hate that. He would start telling me something, and I would say, I know. It used to drive him mad. Like, you don't know. If you knew. But it took me, I'm telling you, I think I got into the position of being a learner maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, where I really started to understand that I don't know everything. What I currently know in my brain is why I am where I am right now. If I wanted to be further, I need to learn more. And it doesn't have to be just like technical stuff. Maybe I need to learn how to stop procrastinating. I need to learn how to network. I need to learn how to be on time. I need to learn whatever those things are. This is what's stopping you from getting to that point. How many of you guys, for example, how much did you make at your first job? Put it in the chat. I'm going to tell y'all, my first job, I worked at McDonald's and I made $5.90. Mm-hmm. My thing is, why is everybody's first job McDonald's? You gotta think about it though. That's some serious marketing. Why? Everybody in their mind has been taught that McDonald's is their first. Everyone has heard it. Your first job was that's their marketing. They market that. That's some serious marketing for you. Okay. But anyway, $4.75. Now I feel grateful for my $5.90. Okay, and the kid was at McDonald's too, baby boy. Listen, I was working the drive-through. I did the front drive-through to pass the food out and stuff. That was my area. Okay, $4.25. Why everybody was like $3.75? Wait a minute, was that an hourly wage? That's crazy. But I know, like, as you know, the older, in the past, wage was lower. So it's just interesting. Everybody working at McDonald's. Think about that. Everybody like, because think about it when somebody be like, I can't get a job. McDonald's hiring. McDonald's stay hiring, don't it? McDonald's stay hiring. But everybody's first job was $5.90, $4.75, $4.25, right? Nakia, if I say, honey, I want to hire you, I'm going to give you $4.75. You taking that job? Cheryl, if I say I want to hire you right now, I'm going to give you $4.25. You taking that job? Not me, anybody. Y'all like, I don't work with you. No, a random person just come to you and be like, oh, I want to hire you. I'm going to give you $4.25. I'm going to give you $5.15. You're not taking that job. You know why you're not taking that job? Because you know how to make more money than that. You took the $4.25. You took the $4.75 because you didn't know how to make more money than that. So you took it. But now you like, okay, maybe some of y'all like, oh, I know how to make $15 an hour. So I'm going to take a $15 an hour job. I would not even touch. Honey, it was a point in my life where I would not touch anything under $10. I remember that. I got a call from the job making $15 an hour. And I was like, ooh, good, that's good. But I was like, I'm not touching nothing under 10. I'm not touching nothing under like 11. I don't want that. Because I knew how to get a 15, right? So when I got my 15, I know how to do that, right? So some of y'all might be like, okay, well now, whatever that is for you, if you're still working your job, you know how to get a job paying that, right? So if you're getting 15, if you're getting 20, if you're getting $30 an hour, whatever, that's where you know. So like, if you lost that job, you probably can get another job within reason, making that same amount of money because you know how, right? You're not going to go back and take an $8 job if you're making $20 an hour now because you like, no, I know how to get 20. I got this 20, I can get another 20, right? Because now you know how. And so my point is that Dunkin' Donuts, my point is that once you know how to make more money, you can keep doing it. So money is not, learning how to make money is a system. It's like things that you need to understand. And once you understand how to make a certain amount of money, you can always do that. Okay, so like Nakia, like, or anyone else that's in my training that's successful at being a notary signing agent, they know how to do it. Where my girl at? That's I haven't seen her in a minute. I gotta call her. I was gonna. What's her name? Hold on. She was my buddy. We was always talking on here. But if something happened and we just stopped, let's say Nakia said, "Well, I don't want to do loan closings no more," and she goes and opens up a restaurant, right? And she's like, "Boom! I'm in my restaurant now, killing it." God forbid something happens and she has to shut the restaurant down. She can always go back and be a notary signing agent because she knows how. So she knows at the end of the day, if I want to make 6 figures, I can go back and do this because she knows how. Because now once you know how to do something, you can do it again. Right. And not only that, like she's trying her hand at different things. And so once you start doing different things and you get good at it, you find more. Like how many of you guys didn't know how to invest in stocks? And you started doing it. Tori, Nakia, how you know I was gonna call out Tori? See, we like the besties. Yes, I feel like you're in my mind. How did you know I was gonna call out Tori? I don't like people that I talk about, but you know I was gonna say Tori. I ain't seen her in a minute. I'm gonna have to find her. If y'all find Tori, tell her I'm calling her out on social media because I haven't seen her in a minute. You know who I heard from the other day? Not Amade. Lord, Amari. Yes, I talked to her the other day. But what was I saying? Y'all threw me to the left. Once you know how to make a certain amount of money, you can do it again. Like if you ever didn't know how to invest in stocks and then you learn, it's like, oh, okay. Or whatever you learn how to do, you might not known how to do it before, but now you do. Like you might not known how to drive a car, but now you know how to drive a car. You see what I'm saying? Like you just have to learn it. I hear my kids now screwing up their face at $12, and I'm like, what? Listen. My first job was a Smithsonian Museum, $7 an hour. I was psyched. Listen, this is why I will not give notary up. I can make money by myself. Exactly. Okay, Krispy Kreme. Listen. But anyway, so like once you learn how, you can do it. So what we're gonna do at 6 p.m. if you're in the notary signing agent training, we're gonna go over notary. We're gonna talk about how to get started. Well, I'm not gonna focus on that too heavily because most of y'all know how to get started. We're gonna focus on marketing. We're gonna focus on loan closings. We're gonna focus on actually going out and getting clients. I really want to get to that point with you guys. So I feel that's one of the biggest, well, that's not one of the biggest. One of the biggest holdups is self-esteem and courage, because some of y'all go through that training 3 or 4 times and it's not going to change. It's not going to change. I'm going to need you to get out and go do something. That's what I need. That's the biggest thing. I have people that's like, oh, I'm going to do it. I had somebody who was talking to me the other day that was like, I had an order and it was sitting there and I was like, oh, I'm going to take it. And it just kept going back and forth. And then eventually she finally took it, but it was gone. I was like, what are you doing? You don't have time to be scared. What you scared of? Like, I don't get it. What are you scared? You don't have time to be afraid. And then, like, you put all this money in. Half of y'all, I'm gonna call you out because I love you. Half of y'all took my training, took Mark Willis training, took this person training, took next person training. You just a certified trainer at this point. All you do, you like a long-term notary student. Like you just gonna keep taking trainings, like over and over. You gonna keep taking every training you see before you do something like, oh, I think I'm ready. Oh, now there's another training. I'm gonna go do that. Like you doing everybody's training you could possibly think of instead of actually executing. What are you doing? I had no training when I started, none, and I figured it out. You have at least my training. Please go and stop. Please go and stop. Please. And I'm not saying not to take training. I'm saying to actually start working while you train. Okay. Go out and do some notary work while you train. Like you're not going to make money sitting at a computer just reading and watching content. Like you're not going to make money that way. And some of you guys just keep doing that. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to take some more training. Are you going to go out and do some work? Come on. Are we going to do some work? Or are we going to keep watching all the YouTube videos over and 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 over again? That's what I think the biggest issue is. It's analysis paralysis. Like we're just stuck. And it's not, and honestly, I'm going to call you out because I love you. It's because you're scared. Like you're afraid of something new. Because if you weren't afraid and you knew that you were guaranteed to make $1,000 a week, you would do it. But you're afraid. If you knew the success was there, you would do it. But you're afraid that it may not be there. And that's what's stopping you. And that, my friend, It's what's keeping you weak. It's what's keeping you broke. It's what's keeping you stagnant. It's what's keeping you going to your job tomorrow that you don't like. How many of y'all going to a job tomorrow you don't like? Can you just put it? I want to know for me. How many of y'all, be honest, be honest. How many of y'all are going to work tomorrow to a job that you don't like or a job that you like but doesn't pay you enough? I would like to know. Can we put it in the chat? Can we put it in the chat? Go ahead. I know. This is a judgment-free zone. We just want to help. Come on. Come on. Here we go. We getting there right now. Look at all this freedom happening. Yup. This is called self-reflection. Tia, I know you like your job because we just spoke about it. Listen, Hollywood going to a job they don't like. Okay. Is it George or is it Jorge? I want to say it the right way. Okay. Cheryl, Shatanya, Jermaine, Panama's finest. Honey, you too fine to be doing that. What is your thing? Dominique's not. She's in Vegas and she's retired. I need to come out and hang out with you. Let's see. Patricia. Is George? Okay. So George, Shatanya, Jermaine, all y'all Facebook users is not showing me your names, unfortunately. Some of them it will, but some of them they won't. You're going to this job that you don't like because you're afraid to bet on yourself. And that's the truth. Because if you really knew the gifts and the talents and the potential that you had, you would not do this to yourself. You would not willingly wake up knowing that time is a gift, knowing that life is valuable, knowing that people die every day. You would not willingly wake up every morning, get dressed, put on your clothes, take a shower so you don't stink, okay? Because you want to make sure you smell good when you go to work. Put on your clothes, look decent, okay? Get in your car or catch the train, whatever the case is, and go to work and walk in those doors and sit down or whatever you need to do at your job and stay there for 8 hours or how long you're going to be there. If you knew the gifts and the talents, the abilities that you have, you're doing that because you don't truly trust yourself. You're doing that because you don't truly believe in yourself. And that can come from a number of places. You know, society, for one. How many of you guys said you want to start a business and someone instantly said, how you going to do that? Someone instantly said, don't you need health insurance? Someone instantly said, there's no security. You going to do that right now during the pandemic? I swear to God, if I hear one person say a pandemic again, I'm not playing. Oh my gosh. Y'all might not like me after this, and that is okay because I'm living in my truth. Is the COVID-19 pandemic a thing? Absolutely. But y'all gonna stop using this excuse for everything. Like y'all use this, but I can't do it's a pandemic. I can't work out right now. It's a pandemic. I can't stop, but it's a pandemic. Like I can't walk around the block. It's a pandemic. I can't save. It's a pandemic. Oh my God, you should be here. It's like it's in everybody's lingo right now. It's every single excuse is, oh, but it's a pandemic. Oh, but people are doing it in a pandemic. But you just want it to be your crutch. You like, but if I say this, everybody will understand. I don't. No, sir, and no, ma'am. No, sir, and no, ma'am. No. And then even Stacy with the health insurance, have you looked into how much health insurance would cost you individually? Like, have you done your research and figured out how much it would cost you? And then plan for that. It's your health insurance is the amount of money that you're paying to Aetna or Anthem or Cigna worth your life? Is it worth your peace and happiness? Because you can find it. Let's say you go out today and say, okay, I can get health insurance private, this $500 a month. Do you not feel like you can make enough money to, like, do you not feel like you have enough gifts, talents, and abilities and capabilities to learn, if you don't know, how to build something for yourself that will not only take care of you, but provide health insurance for you? And if that's the case, it goes back to mindset and self-esteem, because sometimes we get so stuck in our poverty mindset that we feel like, oh, I can't do this. I need an employer to take care of me, because we've been taught to be dependent on the system when the system don't care nothing about you. Lord, help me, Father. Okay, let me clear this up. The system cares that let me think what it cares about. It cares that it continues to run. I heard somebody say this before. They were like, how many of you guys have ever, oh, it was an Eric Thomas conference. One of the guys that was talking, he was like, if his friend in the police force died, okay, and the police force gave his family the money, but within about 2 days they had replaced him. Within 2 days they had replaced him, and we move on. How many of you guys right now, if you walked out your job that you think needs you so much, you walked out your job right now, how long do you think it would take them to replace you and move on? It ain't gonna take them that long. I promise you. It ain't that long. It might not be 2 days. It might take 2 weeks. But guess what? Once they get somebody else in that position and they rocking and rolling, you're gonna be a thing of the past. You be a thing of the past. You know what I have emailed me that told me they was like staying on their job because and then they got fired. They got let go. But it's so secure though. But it's so secure though. Okay. It's interesting. It's just interesting the way we think about things. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't like to fuss at y'all too much. Some of us are brainwashed thinking that going to college and getting a degree was the only way. I know, because I did it. I went to college. I didn't finish getting my degree. I left my senior year. The end of my junior year, I left. But I did it with the belief of, I gotta go to college. I gotta get into a good college. And I had the whole idea. I wasn't educated on starting a business. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I was like, I met a guy, he's like 19, has his own business, applied for a patent for his invention. When I was 19, I was not even thinking of the word patent, much less starting a business. And so I was like, kudos to you. I'm so excited for you. And that's why Notary to Notary is actually going to start going to college fairs and talking to high school students, because there are more ways to make money than going to college. Honey, even if you go to college, man, if I was a notary in college, it would have been a whole nother game. I'd have been on a whole other level, okay? Imagine me in college making 6 figures. Listen, you wouldn't able to tell me nothing. How many of y'all went to college where the cool kids had cars? I ain't have no car. Okay, but the cool kids had cars. I always wanted a car. I ain't have a car in college. I did, so I had to catch the bus everywhere. But it's cool. I did it. I made it shake. But Libby had notary to notary when I was in college. Honey, please. You weren't able to tell me nothing. But it is what it is. No, you did not. Can y'all behave? Lady Shell said I started drinking today to get ready for tomorrow. And that's the problem. You made me laugh, but I'm for real. A lot of people get depressed on Sunday. This is not just y'all. How many of y'all was super happy on Friday, but we woke up today, you was cool, but then like around, what time is it? Probably like around, I know for me, it was close to like 2, 3 o'clock. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go to work tomorrow. How many of y'all got that thing starting to set in? You gotta go to work tomorrow. Did y'all know I don't feel like that? How many of y'all don't feel like that? I love what I do. Weekends don't mean nothing. Alexis said, what you drinking? I'm coming over. Listen, how about both of y'all just quit y'all jobs and stop this? Because cirrhosis of the liver is a real thing. I'm gonna need y'all to calm down. You're not gonna drink every Sunday to go to get ready for work. Like, stop. And you can't even sue them and say, y'all stress me out so much I drank till I got cirrhosis of the liver. Don't do that. Okay? Let's not do that. I love what I do. Okay? The weekends don't mean nothing to me. And I never thought I would get to that point where everybody gets super hype on Fridays. Like, oh, it's Friday. Who cares? Every day is Friday. I don't care. It doesn't make me a difference. Like, I genuinely love what I do. Guess what? If tomorrow comes tomorrow and it's Monday, I don't have to work if I don't feel like it. If I wake up tomorrow morning and I'm like, this ain't it for me today, I can stay in the bed. I'm not obligated. So like the days of the week don't really matter to me in that sense, because I build my empire every day, and I don't operate on a Monday through Friday system. Okay. I love my job. My freedom is more important. It is. Like, I'm telling y'all, time is. So this is the thing I came up with yesterday. And I was thinking about it. I was going to share it earlier on Instagram, but I said, let me not say it because it may not be appropriate. But I'm going to go ahead and shoot my shot. I was thinking, so like, I don't know, 6 years ago, I think about 6 years ago, my mom's mom passed. Okay, my mom's mom, okay, my grandmother, her name was Perla. Okay, she's from Costa Rica. Perla. She was the most vibrant, hilarious, so free spirited being. Like, she was crazy. Okay. If y'all don't have no friends from the islands, y'all go get you some. It's a real thing. Okay. I'm saying, okay, Latinas, Hispanics, like, we be a little crazy. Okay. So she was crazy. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, if you ever go to a Spanish person's home that's like, fresh from where they came from, not like Americanized Spanish, they cook a lot. Okay, so my grandmother, she woke up every day like around 3, probably like 4 o'clock, and she would cook breakfast and dinner at the same time. Okay, how many of y'all know what I'm talking about? The entire meal was done before you got out of bed. And she was sleep at 5 o'clock, 4 to 5 o'clock ish. I know I used to get up at like 6 or 7, and I could smell it from downstairs. The plantanos and the rice and beer, arroz con pollo, the whole thing, like, right? I'm like, okay. And so I would smell it. I would wake up to that, like, oh, she cooked. Yeah, listen, every day. Every day, okay? Every single day, okay? And so we get up in the morning, and she'd cook this whole meal, and she'd have breakfast, and then she'd have dinner done, and she packed it up or whatever, and she put it in the microwave, or she sit in the oven, or she put it in the fridge, and like, that's for dinner, right? But she was amazing. Her house was immaculate, okay? Everything was in a place. She was very, very organized and very clean, okay? And look at my son. What you need, dear? One moment. She was very, very clean. Yeah, and she was always called somebody tell abuelita. So she didn't like when I called her abuela. She said, no, abuelita. I think it's like a Costa Rican thing. I'm not sure, but she used to always tell us to call her that. And she used to put on Spanish music. Oh my gosh. And we would dance all the time. Like, she was the one who taught me how to dance to Spanish music. We always danced. She had her favorite little cassettes that she would play. We would dance all the time. She used to do this thing. This one's not really cool, but so sometimes y'all know that Spanish people from the islands, y'all a little crazy. And so she used to do this thing when we used to go to the store, and we used to live in New York. She would send us to the store and buy all her stuff. We used to know the island, the corner bodega, like where everybody was. Like, they knew us. Like, oh, that's Perla's grandkids. Da, 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 right? It was real cool. They knew us. They used to give us extra snacks. Like, oh, right? She used to do this thing. Sometimes it's gross. I know. She'll sit outside on the porch, and she'll send us to the store. She'll spit on the ground, and she'll be like, make it dry. Right? How many of y'all know what that means? That means you from the islands for real. She'll spit on the ground and say, make it dry. Who know what that means? My mother used to think it was so disgusting. She's like, Ma, stop doing that. Okay, if you don't know what that means you better be back before that spit dry. That's what that means. Okay. Okay. She'll spit like, make it dry. Anyway, oh my God, amazing. She tells all kinds of stories. Like, we used to watch Walker, Texas Ranger all the time, and we used to watch the Spanish soap operas together, and she would translate some of the stuff for us. We just sit there. Like, so many memories that I have with my grandmother. Like, she was absolutely amazing. Okay. And when she passed, it was a shock because no one saw it coming. Like, she was fairly in good health, not the best health. You know how people do, not the best health, but she wasn't she wasn't on her last leg. You know what I mean? It kind of came out of nowhere. And I'm telling you this because her liveliness. When we had her funeral, and we went to her funeral, and I walked up to her casket and I looked at her, it was like, I was sad and I was crying because it's a funeral. Everybody's sad and crying. But even now, I remember what she looked like, and I feel like that wasn't her. I have no idea who was laying in that casket. It was like all of the life, and it's funny because she said at her funeral, she wanted people to dance, and we did play Spanish music. She wanted to be buried with black beans, frijoles negros, and rice, and her beer. She wanted everything in her casket. She's like, I don't want y'all crying. I want to be a party, right? And so, but I remember seeing her, and I was just, even like now I can picture her. That wasn't her. It was just like the car that she drove around. Remember I said that you have you are your spirit being who you are, right? Your mind, all that, and the body is just the car your mind drives. And so when I looked at her, I was like, that's not her. That is not my grandmother. There was no, and it's not even, you might say, well, oh, she's sleeping. No, when she was sleeping, she still had more life than what was in the casket. And so I felt like this was not her. It was just, and so I say it to say, I was thinking about it today. the vibrancy, the life that you have, you only have it now. Like once the bus driver stops your bus and you're out of here, that's it. Like all of that life, all of that joy, all of that wonderfulness that she had was gone. Like you don't get that back. And so it's like you have all this capability to enjoy and to live life fully. Like for us to waste time and to waste your life is so, oh my gosh. Like I was watching oh my gosh, I was watching Collateral Beauty with Will Smith, and one of the guy who was playing time, he was like, he was Wilson was fussing at him, and he was like, I'm still giving you time even though you complaining. Like how many of y'all complaining about stuff? Like y'all complaining, y'all angry, you're miserable, you're getting up going to a job you hate. Like you have the gift of time and you throwing it away. Like you dead serious throwing it away every day. Like you every day throw away your gift. Like you have a whole gift of time, but you're selling it to the highest bidder. You're selling it to your employer. How many of y'all going to work tomorrow? If you don't mind me asking, how much you getting paid to go to work tomorrow? That's what you feel like your time is worth. That's what your life is worth. You looking at, no, that's what my hours, but that's what your life is worth. Because how many hours have you given the job that you hate? How many hours have you given them of your life? If you don't love what you do or what you're doing, you're willing. No one is forcing you. There's not a gun to your head. This is not slavery times. You are a willing participant, and you are willingly giving away this wonderful, wonderful gift. There are people out there who wished they had more time, and you have an abundance of it, and you are willingly throwing it away to the highest bidder instead of investing and betting on yourself. Do you hate yourself that much? Is your self-esteem that low that you don't care about yourself? Like you don't care about yourself enough to say, man, I think I'm worth a little bit more than that. I think my time is worth a little bit more than that. You know? And I'm not gonna say I used to do it. I know, because I used to do it, but I didn't know no better. I had to have coaches come talk to me about it, about not trading time and like learning self-development and like understanding the value of life and how time is the highest commodity and how you have so many gifts inside of you and like you just sitting on them. Like some people, I'm not even lying, the majority of people out here will die with all of their gifts unused. They will die with all of their talents. No one has seen it. How many of y'all can sing, but you too scared to sing? How many of y'all really can sing? Like y'all can blow, but you don't feel like I really have a chance, so you don't shoot your shot. Why? What are you doing? If you genuinely love singing and it gives you joy and you good at it, what are you doing? Some of y'all can dance like nobody's business, but somebody told you you couldn't be a 30-year-old dancer. And so you like, well, I'm going to go ahead and clock into this job. But you have so many gifts. How many? Put your gifts in the chat for me, please. Something that you know you're really good at. What are you really good at and really talented at? Some of it may be I'm a good organizer. Maybe I'm a good artist. Maybe I love, what do you do that you love doing and you're really good at it? That's what you should be doing. I love, and I'm really good at talking to people. I love people. I love coaching. I love teaching. I love interacting. I also love dancing. Hence why me and my videographer, Will Royer, we're putting together a music video. I'm dancing with my daughter to this music video because I started thinking about, Vanessa, you love dancing. What are you doing? Like for me, I had to think about it. If I end up being 60 and never danced, like never went out and did my dancing again, I would regret that. And so when I thought about it, I said, I'm going to start dancing again. So stay tuned for those videos because they're coming out. Listen, okay? But I had to ask myself, like, what is my time worth? You know, am I using all that I am? Or am I willing just to be like, go through the motions? I'm not doing that no more. So like Panama's Finest is good at crafts, sewing, decorating, singing. Are you doing that for a living? If not, you're in the wrong field. There are people who make tons of money doing crafts and sewing and decorating and singing. So it's not that you don't have the skills and the talents, it's that you don't have the the self-motivation, the self-esteem, the belief in self that you can do it. It's not the talent, because obviously you're saying you're good at it, but you haven't got to the point where I have these gifts and talents and then put that together with your self-confidence to say, okay, I'm going to do this. You're missing a piece. And that's why you're willing to take money in exchange for your life. That's why you're trading your life in exchange to the highest bidder, because you haven't put together your talents and your gifts with your self-esteem, like with your belief in self. You see what I'm saying? You didn't put that together. You know, it's not to say, and I tell people all the time, like, you can have a job. There are people out there who love their jobs. I'm not saying that. If you genuinely love what you do and you make good money, do it. But if you don't, please stop. Please stop. It will make for one less miserable person in this earth. Please stop. And it's not, and for real, it's not even like you live in a third world country where you have to do something. Like you have to be a welder or you have to do this. You live in America. Let me tell you something. People come here from all over the world. Do you know immigrants have an extremely high success rate when it comes to businesses? Do you know that it's actually a thing. People in America business owners will typically work with people who are immigrants. Do you know why? Because the work ethic is different. Because they know less. And they know that it's like they can get way more in America with their efforts here. And so they're like, y'all sitting around, y'all don't even know. I met this guy, he was from Nigeria. He was like, you have no idea. He said, have people, he was telling me, because he came here making bank. And he was like, you have no idea how many, like, y'all people, like, y'all so blind. You don't even understand. If you broke in America, like, you missing it. And he was saying it's so easy to make money here. It's crazy. Y'all ever think about that? Think about that. You ever think about that? Ask yourself. I have, and I've asked people who've come to this country. Not saying all of them, but some of them. There are people I know from just asking who have come here and have built a business in less than a year. And came here with nothing. There was a guy on Shark Tank, came here and with less than a year, built his business, went on Shark Tank, got Shark Tank to partner with him, making all the money. You live here. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm so confused. But it's mindset. It's first of all surrounding yourself with people who are doing. It's changing your mindset as far as what is possible. That is important. What time is it? I know I got a training at 4. Okay. You said 51 is single. I don't think I want to eat cat food at 65, so don't eat cat food, please. Let me wrap this up. I'll be getting on here thinking I'm gonna talk for like 5 minutes and end up staying on here for like an hour because I love talking to y'all. What I want to say? I want to say, and I say it every time I hop on this live. Stop wasting your time. And I don't know how many of y'all listen to me. How many of y'all actually stop? I would like to know. How many of y'all actually quit your job after listening to me? I just want to know. How many of y'all, and if you didn't quit your job, how many of you guys started a business? Like, how many of you guys are actually implementing change? Or do you just hop on the live and get motivated and then get off and go do the same thing? I'm just curious. I've heard people say that. I've heard people say that when they do talks and training, like Eric Thomas was saying that the majority of people who come to this conference will go back and do the same thing. Only about 10% of the people who came to this conference are going to change their lives. I'm just curious. To see if I'm talking to a brick wall or if it's actually getting in there. I'm just curious to see. Applying pressure heavy, 5K, consistent months. Okay, let's get it. Natural living. You gotta send me an email so we can do your success story. I want to so bad. So do it. You making excuses. Love you. Making excuses. You are. It's the truth. Making excuses. I know. In your mind, it's like, no, but it's excuses. I promise you, if we sat down, you told me your life story, what's happening right now, I could tell you how you from point A to point B, like now. But you listen to your excuses. And so your excuses are guiding you. You could do it. You could definitely do it. Hold on, guys. I bought the course on Friday and started for Empire Builders. Okay, so let me talk about that. So at 4 o'clock, Empire Builders has a nonprofit training. I'm going to tell you about that because I want to encourage you guys. Empire Builders has a nonprofit training at 4 o'clock. Let me tell you, I hope this can inspire you guys that's on here. Okay, and I'm not just about selling my notary course. I like selling my notary course. I feel like it's a tool that can help you. But I'm also about influencing life change. Okay, and so this I'm hoping encourages you to, you have to see more to be inspired by more. I didn't come from money. I was very broke several years ago. Okay, I didn't come from money. Hold on. Okay. So at 4 o'clock, we're gonna be doing our Empire Builders training for nonprofits. And so the reason why I'm doing that, and then at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing notary sign engagement training. So make sure you're enrolled in the notary bundle so you can get that link. Okay. Now, Empire Builders, we're going to be doing a training at 4 p.m. And the reason why I'm doing this training is because, well, I want to help people start nonprofits. I have two. This will be my third one. And what I'm doing is I'm starting a school for my kids. And so I want to just tell you guys about it because I hope that it can change your mindset. So my kids are homeschooled, been homeschooled for a couple years. And ever since COVID hit, it's been really difficult trying to get their schedule and what they're learning and the programs they're doing because there's been so many rules and so many changes and what schools are doing and programs are doing. It's just not it was frustrating to me because I wasn't getting the perfect setup that I wanted. And so I was racking my brain. I've been miserable thinking about this for not miserable, but I've been really upset about it for the past, 2-3 months, probably longer than that, trying to figure out the perfect way to really help them reach their potential. And if you guys don't know, I came to a point where I was at a crossroad and I said, well, I want to either be this huge business mogul. I want to be a billionaire, or I'm going to have to sacrifice that and just sustain small businesses and then feed my children education and be their teacher, really just focus on them and, do that for the next 18 years. Well, 15 years and then possibly become a business mogul. And so I came at this crossroads and I said, I really like building businesses. I really like teaching. I really like coaching. I love building businesses. I love networking. I love creating. It brings me alive. Okay. But I also love my children who also bring me alive. And so there are these two pieces that I couldn't figure out how to make work. And I'm talking about systems here. Okay. And so I wanted to do these two things. I couldn't figure out how to do it. And so Eric Thomas went to his conference and he said a comment where he said, stop trying to sit at their table and build your own table. Okay. And so what I was thinking about was there was no school for them. And so the next morning, probably was last week, the next morning, sorry, kids are talking. All right. The next morning I woke up and the thought just came to me when I was in the shower. And it was like, Vanessa, build your own school. And I was like, can I do that? And I was like, you could do that. And so from there, that thought was, okay, I'm gonna build my own school. And so from there, I kind of put people together that I knew, and we're getting these programs done. And so I'm setting up as a nonprofit, hence the training we're doing at 4 p.m. where they can actually see me set mines up. And I decided that instead of trying to make it work with a system that's not working for us, I'm just going to build my own system, which would be me building a school that's designed where other kids can come, but it's designed with my children in mind. So that way it gives them everything that I want them to have in one place. And actually the idea is so dope. Oh my gosh. Wait on it. But we want the school will be done by August 30th. So that's something that we're working on aggressively. We want to get it done, the whole thing, so they can get in. Of course, we'll keep working on it when it's open, but get it to the point where it's open. The kids can go, it's furnished, everything's in there, and they can start, doing their school there. But I was just like, and the thing too, once I decided to do that, I felt so much peace. It was like, oh, I can breathe, because now I can have my business mogul and I can have my kids having the best education, and I'm going to have an office in the school so I can work in the school with them too. And so it's just good. It was just like, man, that's a good idea. And so it don't have to be, and that's the thing, the school is not going to be huge. Like, I don't need this huge, 1,000, 2,000 footers. No, the school is even having, and we're calling it a resource center. We'll talk about that. But it just needs to hold about 50 people right now. So we're looking at buildings now that we can pick one, and the whole layout is crazy. So wait till it comes out October 30th when it's supposed to be open. It's definitely going to be a situation. We were just talking about how dope it was. It's so amazing. And the idea just came to me out of nowhere. Like, once I decided, okay, how do I get out of the system? Because when you try to operate in a system, you have to play by their rules. Once you decide, okay, I'm not playing with your system, I'm going to make my own, it was like, well, I don't got to play like y'all play. I could do it like this. And so, yeah, I'm excited. So at 4:00, we're going to do that. And so another thing that we're doing at Empire Builders too is that when this nonprofit is started, we got to get funding, right? And so we're doing the training at 4, but I have this list of 800 funding opportunities that I want to apply to. And we're just going to go one. I'm going to apply to each one, but while I'm doing it, I'm going to put it in Empire Builders. Okay, like, guys, if this applies to you, let's apply at the same time. I'm not doing an application for you, but we can do it together. If you have questions, we can talk about it. And that way it's momentum, right? So how many guys have nonprofits already? I know somebody just said they had one. But if you don't have people doing it with you, like a workout partner, sometimes you might slack a little bit. I know I work out harder with my personal trainer than I do with myself, because I have somebody with me that's pushing me. And so same concept when we do the fundings. Like, if we're both doing the application at the same time, it's like, okay, let's get it. What's next? Because you have people that's supporting and you're all doing the same thing. So the homeschool program I'm using it's like a build your own. We're building our own. It's taking pieces from everywhere. It's not just one curriculum. It's going to be built. And the one is really cool. I can't tell you everything yet, but I will say, y'all know I'm a big believer of the Montessori kind of vibe, where the students kind of gauge where they go. It's not like a set math for an hour, science for an hour, history for an hour. No, it's based off of student engagement and what the student is interested in. And so they're able to manipulate their schedule like that. And so it's going to be really cool. It's something that I'm really, really passionate about. And plus, I'm really excited. I really just want to see my kids have the best available to them and everybody's kids. I feel like after my school is built, I don't want to say mine, but after the school is built and it's successful, that we can do multiple locations. And it could be something that, maybe it's franchise or whatever. Well, franchise, the LLC version, not the nonprofit version, but doing multiple locations where, Montessori is a really good idea. And so one thing I really like about that my school is going to do is having multiple ages in the same classroom, different ages. So you can have a 10-year-old with a 5-year-old, because people learn best when they're learning from others who know. It's like us, right? If we're all on the same level with our notary business, how am I going to learn from you? We're both doing the same things. We're moving just as slow as ever. But if you put somebody who's just started with me, if you put somebody who just started with someone like me, you'll fly so much faster because you're learning from someone who's already way higher than you. That same concept applies with children. How many of you guys have kids who are siblings and you saw the younger kids growing a lot faster with their siblings because they have somebody to compare it to? Right? It's the same concept. You learn faster. Humans learn faster from example of people who are already higher up. So same thing with us with coaching, right? You can figure it out on your own, but if you have somebody to show you who was higher, you'll learn faster. Kids are the same way. So the classes are going to be mixed. So that way the younger kids can learn faster from the older kids, and the kids can learn from mentoring and teaching and learning leadership and all that stuff like that. And now people who are older than them that are teaching them too. So it's going to be really cool. But we're doing that at 4:00. So 4:00 is nonprofit training, and then at 6 p.m. is notary signing agent training. So make sure y'all get into these programs and get coached. And actually have a really good coaching program that's coming out for Empire Builders. I didn't put it out yet because I'm still fine-tuning what it's going to be, but it's a one-on-one. Because remember what we guys on the live with yes the other day, and somebody asked me if I would do one-on-one business coaching for any business, like not just Notary to Notary. So Notary to Notary has a separate coaching program, but like business coaching in general. And I was going to see how I could fine-tune that. So I made it. I've created the program that I want it to be, but I'm only going to have between 2 and 3 people sign up because I feel like I'm really committed. And I can't commit to 30 or 40 of y'all, but I can commit to two. So I'm probably going to do two at the most 3. And that's where I'm really going to get into your business, whatever business that is. We're going to do some self-development. We're going to do some coaching. I'm going to help you. I basically like my contacts. There's going to be your contacts. Like, what do you need? We're going to figure out how to scale, all that good stuff. And so I'm going to open that up probably next week, or if not 2 weeks after that. And then but this is just a disclaimer that I'm going to be putting that out there. And that was actually a really good idea. So I always look for opportunities that I can give back, but I usually give back on a larger scale so I can reach more people. But on a larger scale, it's really hard to do individual coaching. And sometimes people need that individual one-on-one so I can look at what exactly you're doing. And I know I can definitely make a bigger impact on a one-on-one than I can when I do like a group, because then I can really get into, okay, your marketing is horrible. Come here, fix this. Or I can say, what is this? And I can look at this, and what is that? And what is this? And then it's like, come on, mamas, let's get it. But then you can say, well, I'm missing this. And I can say, oh, my friend does that. Hold on, I'm going to call him. All right, y'all talk. And that way I can put the pieces together. I can't do that on a live with a bunch of people because it's too much going on. But on a one-on-one, I can look at your business and I can see, okay, you need to talk to this person. You need to get this system. You need to fix this. You need to fix that. That way you can scale and you can grow, and then we can move better that way. So that's something I'm going to be doing too, but that's going to be on the Empire Builders portion. You don't have to be an Empire Builder student, but I'm going to post it in Empire Builders. I guess it's probably the only way you're going to see it. Or I'll send out an email. I haven't decided yet. I'm sure one of the Empire Builders are going to grab it anyway, because it's only going to be like 2 people at a time that's in the program, because I just can't do too many at one time, because I want to make sure I actually do my job. So, but I'm excited. I really am. But I am going to open that up, and I'll put it out in Empire Builder so you guys can do that. All right, I got to go because I got to get ready for nonprofit training. And I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday again. I hope that you guys use your time wisely. I went to this dinosaur thing today. I wasn't going to go, but it came in my email, and I wasn't doing anything this morning in particular, and I knew my kids were going to do something fun today, so I bought a ticket. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a good place to go, but I tried it. And that's where I'm at now in my life, where I'm just like, stop overthinking stuff. Just shoot your shot. Like, and they went, they had a good time. Now we can say we've done it. Like, some of y'all think too much. That's the problem. You overthinking everything. You overthinking and not moving. There was a video I was listening to Eric Thomas just said. He was like, some of y'all trying to get everything perfect. You're trying to get everything perfect, and you never produce because you're working on perfection, and you never produce. You never release anything because you're so busy trying to make it perfect. Just get it out there. Get it done. Like, come on. What are we doing? And the same thing like with life. Stop like selling yourself short. Like, come on, for real. Some of y'all been saying for the past 5 years, I'm going to eat at this restaurant. I'm going to go to this country. I'm going to wear this outfit. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. When, baby? When? We've been waiting for a long time, and so have you. Okay. So I wish you guys have an awesome and productive week. I hope you say yes to yourself. I hope you choose yourself first. I hope that you do all that good stuff in a bag of chips. Okay. And I'm glad that I've been able to help you guys that get on the right path, and just get yourself some freedom. Get yourself some joy. Okay. Get yourself some money. That's always a good thing. Get yourself some money. Like, get yourself some money. Money does make a difference. People always say money not important. That's a lie. Money is it don't hurt to have money, but it hurt to not have money, don't it? Okay? It don't hurt to have money, but it hurts to not have it. That should tell you something. Okay, so get yourself some money, please. Let's do that. Let's work on being good stewards of our money. Let's work on financial literacy. I heard somebody say money is not evil, People are evil. People have this idea that if you get a lot of money, it makes you a bad person. That's something that people they think, or like all of us people are evil and conniving and manipulative and working together. What are you talking about? You just convince yourself that it's okay to be broke. You just try to give yourself an excuse of why you broke. I'm broke because the government don't care about me. I'm broke because of this. I'm broke because of COVID. I'm broke because no, you broke because you broke. You broke because you ain't working. You broke because you procrastinating. You broke because you're watching Netflix. You broke because you don't want to do nothing. You broke because you ain't invest in yourself. You broke because you don't have a coach. You broke because okay, let's stop making excuses. Okay, let's own where we are. Where you are today is where you put yourself. Okay, where you are is where you put yourself. You single-handedly put yourself where you are today. So look at what you've created thus far. How do you feel about that? Are you good with it? I'm going to send out access links to both. So Empire Builders will get the access link in a few minutes for the nonprofit training. And then Notary to Notary will get the access link at about 5:30. I usually do it between 5:30 and 5:45. I'll email it so that way you have it. Okay? All right, y'all. Y'all be great on purpose. Okay? Please be awesome on purpose. All right? And I will see you guys later today because I know y'all going to be in that notary signing agent training. And if you can't attend at 6, don't worry. I will put the replay in the group so you can watch it later. Okay. Let me digress because I have to come back up at 4 o'clock and knock this out. And y'all will actually see me set my nonprofit up because it's literally nothing is on paper yet. So I'm going to be actually doing it while I'm doing the live so that way you guys can see how it goes. And there is an option where in Empire Builders where I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm put the documents on there, but if you also want me to do it, you can pay for me to do it for you. So that's like the formation, the 501c3 app, all that good stuff. So that's an option too. I did a whole hour walk with you. You did? When? I've been talking for an hour? Lord, let me get on out of here now. I definitely said I'm going to be on here for like 10 minutes. I've been on here for an hour. Let me get on out of here now. All right, guys. Be great on purpose, and I will see you guys luego. Toodle-dee-doos. Happy Sunday.